back again. So come on in. Hopefully that this is better. I have some audio challenges. So let's wait a couple of minutes to get everybody back on. I want to make sure that we get everybody back on. So let's wait a couple of minutes. Please come on in and hit that share button. And I just need to know if my audio is good. Please let me know if my audio is good. Thank you for coming back in. Thank you for coming back in, everybody. And I'm on for my Sunday evening podcast. So come on in and hit that share button and just let me know if the audio is good. I can hear you. Thank you, Dr. Houston. Appreciate that. So come on in. I'm on a different computer. You know how technology is. I got to get this computer working again. So I'm on a different computer. So I'm going to take about 3 minutes to get all my people to come on back in and let me know where you're coming from and share that. Please share that. You know, this is going to be a very important podcast. We're talking about how to improve your state assessment scores. Is coming up. So I want to make sure everybody has that. So just come on in, hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. All right. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you very much. You guys are, you know, my team. You guys always support me. And I just got to give out this information. I want to make sure that everybody's on one accord. So just come on in, hit that share button. I got my volume. All right. I appreciate all the love and support. I thank you. So let me get a couple more people to come on in, and we're going to get started in about 1 more minute. Yeah, we're going to get started in about another minute or so. So just let me know where you're coming from. We're going to share this out. So all of my Facebook and LinkedIn people, hey, you know, sometimes technology works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's all good. It's all good. The information will be out there. So I'm just going to get a few of my folks in. Yes. We'll get all of my folks in, and then you still got time to get that pencil paper on. I'm talking about increasing student achievement. I'm talking about bringing these test scores up the way that we're supposed to have them up. So yep. Give me about 30 more seconds. Stay with me. Don't leave me. And tag. Thank you, Dr. Teacher, for tagging. Come on, y'all. Go ahead and start tagging, folks. Say Sean Hurt is in the house on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon. It's going to be all good. You know, I'm only going to be for 30 minutes. I'm not going to monopolize your time because I know we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, but, hey, we got to get this. So good morning. Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Houston. Good evening, Mrs. Margaret. Good evening, Miss Kemp, New York in the building. Good evening to everybody. All right. I think we're all about set. I think we're good over here. Let me hit a couple more. I know my LinkedIn folks, they need this information. They always say, Herb, you always talk about the Facebook, but what about the LinkedIn? So we got to get these LinkedIn people in. So I want to get my LinkedIn. So we're going to take a few seconds and we're going to go ahead and we'll make sure I get a couple of other important people in. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. All right, let's go and jump. Let's jump in it. I'm ready. All right. So once again, good morning to everybody. My name is Sean Hurt, and I'm the school turnaround principal. And we're going to just jump in, and we're going to talk about how we're going to improve our state assessment scores. We're going to talk about how we're going to improve our state assessment scores. Okay, and that's a very important. So it's going to be very important because we have about 10 to 12 weeks. Schools have about 10 to 12 weeks, and then it's time for state assessment. So I'm going to walk through 5 or 6 strategies that I know that I've used in the past to help to improve my scores. So you say, Herb, what makes you the person? What makes you this person? Well, I always talk about it is that being a principal for 15 years, I was blessed with some of the highest test scores in my district and also in the state of Michigan. But not only that, we were dealing with kids that were coming from inner city and really making sure that we had the strategies, the things of that nature to really help out these kids. So that's why I feel that some of the strategies, some of the things that we are doing, make sure my light is straight, will help out with these scores. Okay. So, but I want to go over a few housekeeping notes. So just a couple of things is that I want to give a big shout out to my good friend, Principal Destiny Spencer, Principal Spencer from Mary C. Snow in West Virginia. I was able to spend a whole day with them and their leadership team and their teachers, and we just unpacked her mid-year data and really looked at getting her prepared, getting her schools prepared for the upcoming state test. So Principal Spencer, big ups to you and your team. You are moving in the right direction. That energy on Monday was just excellent. And then also, I got to give a big ups to my good friend, Dr. Oglesby. I was in North Carolina on Saturday, and I spent from 9 to about 1 o'clock with that team. And man, oh man, we same thing. All these schools are getting prepared. They're not going to wait to 2 or 3 weeks. They're getting prepared now. They're putting these plans in place. They're doing all of those things. Dr. Oglesby, once again, keep up the good work. And also this week I was in Florida. I was in Florida with Principal Cooper and that team, the Potter House in the house, and they're getting ready. You know, we were looking at their NWA data, their mid-year data, putting their teachers. See, all of these 3 schools, their teachers are getting strategies. They're saying, oh my God, you know, instead of working hard, we're going to work smarter. So that's why I'm talking about it. These 3 leaders, these 3 principals, they're saying, okay, Hurt, in order for us to move this report card grade, in order for us to increase proficiency, what are the strategies? What are the things that we have to do in order to move that? So let me go ahead and jump in it, because I don't want to belabor the time. I want to make sure I'm conscious of time. So let's go ahead and just jump in it. All right, just give me 1 second. All right, I want to make sure we're all good. We're all good. I see everybody and the volume is good, because I don't want to start talking and the volume is not good. All right, everybody's saying the volume was good. Everybody's saying the volume good. And thanks for sharing out. So now, how do we get ready for the state assessment? We have 10 to 12 weeks. So every principal on here, I need you to get your notepad out and get a pen out. Teachers, assistant principals, we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to go slow with this, okay? So the first thing is this, not the first thing, but I'm going to give some strategies. Number 1 is that you must set end of the year proficiency goals for your school. Write it down. You must set end of the year proficiency goals for the end of the school. Now, what does that look like, Hurt? Your proficiency goals must be 8 to 10 points higher than the previous year. So you have to look at your previous year state assessment proficiency for math, ELA, science, and social studies. And you're going to set goals for your school, okay? You're going to set goals for your school. And not only are you going to set goals for your school, but also you're going to set goals for the grade level. So let me give you an example. If in math in the 8th grade, you have 18% of the kids proficient last year in math, you want to set a goal, a SMART goal, to increase that by 8 to 10%. So this year, your goal will be 26%. Everybody follow me very closely. So you must set the goal, and not just set the goal, but also you must let everybody know about it. It has to be something that you talk about and is visual. So when I was a principal in the hallways, in the 8th grade hallway, we'll have our proficiency goals up, put it on chart paper. I'm letting my grade level team know. Everybody is knowing what their proficiency goals are. Everybody knows what the proficiency goals are. But also with that, you got to look at last year's proficiency and increase that by 8 to 10%. I've seen people put it on their comments already. They say 8 to 10%. Yes, 8 to 10%. 8 to 10%. 8 to 10%. So that's the first thing. Put it through the school. I got to hear it. I got to see it. All right? That's the first thing, okay? Next thing. Not only are you going to have the proficiency goals, you must understand your school's report card grade. You must understand your school's report card grade. That is so important, to understand your school's report card grade, because your state assessment has direct impact on your school report card grade. So what are the areas that you're going to be judged by the state of Florida, California, South Carolina, North Carolina, Michigan? What are those areas? Two areas that I know, because I'm with schools all over the world, two areas that I know for a fact that they're going to look at. They're going to look at growth and proficiency. I'm going to say that again. They're going to look at growth and proficiency. Those are areas that they always look at. Usually that's probably about 80% of your report card grade. So if you're trying to increase your report card grade from an F to a C, from a D to a B, or whatever that is, if you improve those two areas, you will see your report card grade increase. But you got to have that right there. Know exactly which area, what did you score in each of your areas. I was speaking to an assistant superintendent, and I said, for all of your schools in your district, you have to know their report card grade. Give it to the principal. Let them look at it, and then from there, set goals, because every area on your report card grade, they have a particular percentage to say this is going to, the most that you can get is 35%. The most you can get in this area is, say, 25%. So what did you get the previous year? If the most you can get is 25%, but you only got 10%, that means you're leaving 15 points on the table. Well, how do I grab those 15 points? You grab those 15 points based on your state assessment. You see how all that's come together? I increase my proficiency on the state assessment, 8 to 10 points. Is going to have a direct impact on growth. And then when your report card grade comes out at the end of the year, you will see a vast improvement. Well, how do you know, Mr. Hurt? It happened to my school. It happened to my school. I'm going to stop right there. I see a lot of people put in comments. They say, Hurt, this sounded good. Yes, it's happening to my school. Go ahead and put those comments in. I'm seeing people put in comments. Take those notes. They say, Hurt, this is good information. Yes, it is. So now when you go back to school on Tuesday, you have to sit with the people and say, hey, I was on Mr. Hurt's podcast, and he said we need to look at these two areas. All right, stay with me. All right, I still got some more to go. I just want to make sure everybody's taking these notes. I want to make sure everybody's good. All right, I love it. The next one is this. Let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one real quick. The next one is this. The next one is this right here. Number 3. You must set up a 10 to 12 week plan looking at your focus standards for your school. It is a 10 to 12 week plan looking at your focus standards. Every state has focus standards for math and ELA and science. So for example, if they're testing on 5 domains, 1 or 2 domains might weigh more than the other domains. You have to go to your state website and look at which domains are your power standards. Okay, follow me very closely. If I have about 12 weeks before our state assessment, then let's look at about 8 weeks where each week we are looking at our power standard and we are teaching that power standard, because we know that that same standard that we're teaching, they're going to be exposed to it on the state test. So now you can have a gauge to see if your kids are showing mastery on that particular standard. Okay, first thing. All right, so I want to go slow with this. The other part to that is that you must assess at the end of the week that particular standard to see how many of the 6th graders are showing mastery, and the data has to come back to the principal, the AP, the leadership team, and you got to have the data. So for example, if I'm saying I want 30% of my kids, follow me very closely, to be proficient, consequently, when I take my assessment every week, I need to be looking and say, okay, out of 100 kids, do I have 30% of the kids passing this assessment? Do I have 30% of the kids passing this assessment based on what I'm doing every week? So, for example, if this week in math we're covering fractions, and I only have 10% of my kids pass it, I can reteach that the following week because I know that that fractions is 40% of the state test, and maybe your curriculum didn't cover it yet, whatever that is. But you need to know so you can make adjustments or pivot before that test. And just think, if you do that for 8 weeks, at least you know without a shadow of doubt that these 8 standards, my kids know it or not. Man, come on, tell me if this sounded good. Go ahead and put in the chat, say, Hurt, you're sounding good. This is some good information. Let me know if this is some good information. We're talking about increasing increasing, getting ready for your state assessment. And this is the only way to do it. You can't do it no other way. This is the only way to do it. We're talking about increasing your state assessment. Every week, if you got 12 weeks, set it up for 8 weeks. You're teaching your power standard. And under that power standard, you're looking at that standard that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. You're teaching it. You're showing people. And then from there, you're getting the data back from your teachers. You got to have that in place in order to make sure that those kids are going to be learning, that those kids will get it. You got to know if they're getting it or not. You have to know that. All right. All right, kids, go ahead and keep on staying with me, please. Keep on staying with me. Next one. I got my notes right here. Next one. You must identify the students that's proficient, and also your bubble students on the test. You must identify the kids that are proficient and also your bubble students. You need to know who they are. Who are they? Well, how do I figure that out? You will figure that out based on your mid-year data. If you're doing iReady, NWA Star, whatever it may be, you must look at that. I was working with a school, they said, Hurt, in order for us to reach our goal, we got to have about 135 kids to be proficient, 3rd through 5th grade. Well, that means you got to identify those 135 kids, in your school. And then once you identify it, you must work with those kids at least 3 times a week for 45 minutes. Once again, you must work with those kids at least 3 times a week for at least 45 minutes to get to be able to identify who they are. You must work with them. Somehow you must pull them out. Work with them, because they're going to, and you're not neglecting the other kids, but those kids will be able to help you increase proficiency and growth. You got to identify who those kids are and work with them at least 3 times a week, 45 minutes per session. You do it for the 8 weeks. You know, if nothing else fails, these kids right here I've touched them. There's a good touch point with them. So now you're not just putting the load on the teacher. Everybody is working with the students to make sure that you get more kids proficient and more kids growing at your school. Who are the kids? You have to identify. If you haven't done it, you can do it on Tuesday. You can do it tomorrow. Identify the kids 3 times a week for 45 minutes to work with them. Yes, you got to work with them. Yes. All right. Last thing. Stay with me. Everybody stay with me. And once again, hit that share button. I want everybody to get this. I am encouraging schools to have a parent meeting. A parent meeting about 3 to 4 weeks before your state test. A parent meeting. That means you want to get the parent. Well, Mr. Hurt, we don't have high parent support. The parents don't come out. I'm gonna give you some strategies. First, Have a parent meeting on Thursday and have it at 6 o'clock. Why Thursday? Because you want your teachers to stay over, and Friday's the last day of the work week. So your teachers can really, that last day they can kind of suck it up. 6 o'clock, parents usually get off work at 5:30. They can be able to make the parent meeting. A lot of times we have it right after school. Parents are at work. Have that 6 o'clock, okay? The other thing is that promote it throughout the school. Have a competition among grade levels. Have a teacher competition. Send out flyers, RSVP, RSVP, call parents. If you got a school of 500 kids, say teachers, I need you to call at least 6 parents to RSVP. If you got 30 teachers, everybody call 6. That's 180 parents that's coming, that's coming, not including the flyers, not including the mass phone calls, not including, the competition. You got to have them there. And then from there, now that's when you talk about what the state test is going to look like. Give them packages, explain the length of time, let them see it, bring those stakeholders to the table, because now not only are you empowering the students, but also you are bringing the parents to the table. You're also bringing the parents to the table, okay? And then also have a countdown at your school. So about 35 days before the state test, do a countdown. 35, 34, 33, whatever. Yes, count it down. And then on the morning announcements, principals talk about, hype it up. Make this thing big. Make this thing big. Allow everybody to get a hold of it. Allow everybody to get a hold of it. Okay. So those are some of the things that I am suggesting that schools do. All right. I'm suggesting this, just put it in place. And then, but more importantly, you have to start ASAP. Don't wait. Please do not wait. So I'm gonna stop right there. If you need me to come in and help support your school in any way, I'm here for you. This is the work that I do. Just inbox me. Don't wait till it's not too late. We can start the work now, and some of these strategies can kind of help you out, or we can start in the summertime, whatever it may be. But I want schools to make sure that they have strategies in place to increase student achievement. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of your support. I will be doing it next Sunday as well at 6:30. I have some technology problems, but I think I got that fixed. So thank you. If you need me, please tune in to my look at my social media page. I will be putting information out there. Also, my YouTube, I have videos that I've conducted. And once again, if you'd like for me to come in and support your school, just inbox me. So let's have a blessed week. Let's stay fired up. We got about 10 to 12 weeks before that state assessment. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I will see you next Sunday. Thank you, and God bless.